Ever wonder what extreme lengths your favorite actors had to go to for a role? Acting may look easy, but many actors have put themselves through a lot for their characters. For example, did you know that Kate Winslet had to learn to hold her breath for over 7 minutes? It's safe to say that acting requires more than just looking good on camera.
I don't know if I'd go through this one again.
In an interview with GQ, Jacob Eldori shared that he had to learn how to ride a motorcycle for his role in the kissing booth. He said while shooting in South Africa, he was basically thrown onto a motorcycle on the side of a freeway and was told to just figure it out. He said he fell a lot, but it was an awesome experience.
I don't ride them, my mum won't let me.
In order to convincingly play Olympic figure skater Tonya Harding, Margot trained for 3 months prior to shooting. She worked with skating choreographer Sarah Kawahara, training about 4 times a week, starting completely from scratch.
Margot learned to spin a little bit.
They started out with stretching, then practiced choreography on the floor, and eventually moving to the ice.
Getting on the ice, I was like, I'm gonna break something. And if I break something, I'm doing the maths in my head. I'm like, it would cost us how much?
Robert Pattinson's upcoming version of Batman has the actor working under a grueling training regimen. It's required him to train in various forms of martial arts, and he's becoming pretty skilled in jiu-jitsu. It's been reported that we will get to see his version of Batman as a full-force fighting machine, and that Robert has really been putting the work in. Gal Gadot's training for Wonder Woman required her to train 6 hours a day, 6 months before shooting began. It was 2 hours of gym work, 2 hours of fight choreography, and 1.5 to 2 hours learning how to horseback ride. She was genuinely surprised at how painful it was learning how to ride horseback, and she has a new respect for those who do it regularly.
I've learned how to fight with swords, horseback riding, which is very challenging, and a lot of hours in the gym.
In an interview with US Today, Timothee shared that he spent about a month and a half training to sword fight and ride horses, while wearing the incredibly heavy armor he would be wearing in the film. He said it was to get him into a place that he looked like he could convincingly hold his own in a battle.
You try to get good on the horse too. Try to get good on a horse while wielding a sword, that kind of thing.
In an interview with Seth Meyers, Ansel revealed that he took about 10 stunt driving classes in preparation for his role as Baby. He said he was able to do most of the stunts after taking the classes, but while filming with his co-stars, Jamie Foxx and Jon Hamm, he wasn't allowed to drive. He was allowed to do some of the stunts when it was just him, though.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to risk the whole cast.
Yeah, just me.
Just part of it, yeah.
In the upcoming Avatar 2, Kate plays a water person, which requires her to perform scenes underwater. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Kate said, "I had to learn how to free dive to play that role in Avatar, and that was just incredible. My longest breath hold was 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Like crazy, crazy stuff." Madelaine has aquaphobia, which is a fear of natural bodies of water. That made shooting her scene of falling through the ice in season 1 incredibly difficult. She said that the tank she was in for shooting was so deep, she couldn't see the bottom or the scuba divers in the corner ready to jump in if something happened. Jennifer said she loved her trainer, and she was incredibly strict. She said, "If I had a bad form, she would pinch my ear. She really didn't put up with anything." Jennifer revealed that the training permanently changed her bodies. "My shoulders were 2 inches broader, and my right arm is 1 inch longer than my left arm."
The arrows weighed like 2 pounds, and
Right.
I would like aim and look all cool, and then I'd shoot it, and it would just go poof.
Yifei Liu was already an accomplished martial artist before landing Mulan, but she still had to undergo 6 to 7 hours of training a day for 3 months before shooting. She became skilled in wushu, which is a contemporary form of Chinese martial arts. Cinematographer Mandy Walker said she did 90% of her own stunts in the movie.
I wanted to see how much more I can do as an actress.
While the actor isn't generally known as a method actor, he did learn how to make the certain substance Walter White was famous for. He revealed on the Graham Norton show that he spent time at the Drug Enforcement Agency, where the chemists there showed him how to create the stuff. He said it was very interesting, intricate, and dangerous.
And it's a massive experience, emotionally and physically.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually had an 8-day intense training session with the person he was portraying in The Walk, Philippe Petit, before shooting. Eventually, he was able to walk across a wire that was 2 feet off the ground with ease. During his time with him, he also learned how to ride a unicycle and to walk on his hands from Petit.
What I've learned is the balance comes much easier being in motion.
John went through rigorous military-based training for his role in 13 Hours. In addition to spending countless hours in the gym to get in shape, he learned several skills to make him feel like a soldier. He had weapons training, tactile training, and even learned how to maneuver through a burning building.
How many hours in the gym?
It was about 3 to 4 hours a day for 6 days a week, and yes, there it is.
There it is.
That is not fake.
Leo went above and beyond for the Revenant, including being close to death several times. He had to sleep in animal carcasses, go in and out of freezing water, and eat raw animal meat, including bison liver. For the graphic bear fighting scene, Leo said that it involved a lot of cables and intense choreography.
Yes, it was incredibly difficult to do, but we rehearsed for weeks beforehand on just that sequence.
Olivia went through extensive training for her role in X-Men, mainly learning sword fighting. She trained for 5 months, 6 hours a day, learning how to effortlessly and safely wield a katana sword. It paid off because she ended up doing 95% of her own stunts in the film.
I've never done sword work before, and I started doing all of the sword work and then wire and stunt training.
Natalie Portman spent 8 hours a day training as a ballerina for Black Swan. That, paired with her extreme diet of basically almonds and carrots. The Oscar winner said she thought she was going to die. She even dislocated her rib in rehearsals, but said that's not uncommon for ballerinas to hurt themselves during the process.
I had to train a year before the film, so it was great to sort of immerse myself in everything.
Halle Berry is now known as the best female weapons handler in Hollywood due to her dedication for John Wick. In preparation for the role, she trained with Taran Tactical. She confessed that her training was the hardest 6 to 7 months of her life. She also became skilled in martial arts and dog training, and even had 3 broken ribs during that time.
I don't think she ever missed a workout in the 5 months.
Since being cast in the new Rocky Creed franchise, Michael B. Jordan has spent years honing his boxing skills, even telling TMZ that he could hold his own against former world champion Roy Jones Jr. That definitely takes some guts, but it's impressive that Michael has taken his training for the franchise so seriously. The internet's boyfriend, Keanu Reeves, actually had to learn how to surf for Point Break, learning from the surf doctor of Hollywood, Dennis Jarvis. Dennis said that the training lasted for about 2 months before shooting, and that all of the actors were pretty much beginners. Keanu took such a shine to surfing that Dennis made him his own custom surfboard for personal use. For his role in Fury, Shia LaBeouf joined the National Guard during the filming process, spending a month living on a military base. While on the military base, he became a chaplain's assistant. He also went to extreme lengths outside of the military training. He had a tooth pulled and would cut a scar into his face. After watching these actors push their limits and train for months, we are truly impressed by the dedication they have to their craft. Having to look like a master of these insane skills while being fully in character is clearly what sets these actors in a class of their own. Learning a new skill or hobby is hard enough, let alone with a whole cast, crew, and studio watching to make sure you nail it. This definitely makes us want to rewatch all of these movies now.